Greetings, folks. This is DC Investing. I've reached financial independence and I talk about topics to help others on their pathway to financial independence. And today I wanted to talk about the topic of quiet quitting. And this is a term that I learned a couple years ago. Um, it was a time when, there was a time when it was really easy to jump jobs to go from one to another. And so a lot of people could get a higher salary by going someplace else. But then the economy turned and suddenly you got trapped at the employer that you were at. You couldn't get a higher salary by jumping ship and going someplace else. And so the term quiet quitting came about to say you're stuck at a job, they're not going to pay you raises that are high enough really to justify the work that you're doing. And if you do a bunch of extra work, you'll get kind of a pat on the back, not a boy, but it's really not going to make a whole lot of difference to your bottom line. And so what can you do? And so in the company that I had worked for, we got bought out by another company, and the whole dynamics of the whole industry changed at that time, and raises changed from something like 3.5% to 8% raises that would happen depending on how well you did in your program. Did you make money or did you not? To pretty much 2.5% or lower. And so it was very clear that added work really was not going to make any difference to your overall performance benefit at all. And so as I learned about this idea of quiet quitting, I realized I think I am one of those folks that's in that ball camp. And the thing about it is it's a survival strategy that you can use to kind of exist in a job where you're still getting a paycheck, but that it doesn't bother you anymore. The lack of raises and other things that happen. But it's helpful if you have, a side gig or something else that you're really living for while you're just kind of going through the motions at this day job that you have. And so I realized, like, what are your strategies? How do you go about this? I I just did the bare minimum of what was required to keep the job. We did go through a few rounds of layoffs over the past couple of years, and my name never came up as one of those folks that would get laid off. So I guess the stuff that I was doing was important enough to the company that my name just wasn't there. And so I know I was of value to the company, and I'd been with the company long enough that I was one of the only ones who understood some of the older systems that the company did. We were a defense contractor, so a lot of our systems got fielded for many decades, and we'd still got questions about products that had been around or in service for a couple decades. So I was one of the only ones who really understood some of these past old things. So I guess my job was secure enough, but I wasn't. In the past, I had put forth new ideas or tried to come up with products that could make the company more money. I just kind of stopped doing that, and instead I focused my time and attention on investing. And so this idea of quiet quitting can make it so that you can just endure your job for amount of time while you're still earning a paycheck, but then you're using that paycheck to pay to fund a different um, income stream. In my case, it was investing. You still get some paid vacation time, and I found that if I went every late January, to someplace warm, um, that it made my life a whole lot happier. And so I would do that, and I'd always take the vacation early in the year just in case I decided to quit right out. I'd already spent a bulk of my vacation time, or got it paid out, and I really like going someplace warm during that time. Something else that I did that really helped overall is my company allows you to go kind of reduce your hours from 40 hours a week to 30 hours a week. And so I did that, and it really increased the amount of happiness that I had. I still went to work every day, but instead of a 9-hour day, it was like a 7.5-hour day. And so the thing that was kind of nice about that was that it reduced my income out of the 22% bracket into the 12% bracket. And that made Made it so that some of my qualified dividends got taxed at a 0% tax rate instead of the higher 15% tax rate. And then, I chose to take more of my salary um, as and stuff it into Roth 401k plans. In fact, I did the mega backdoor Roth plan, and I actually saved about $74,000 one year into my 401k Roth. Um, but I was in the favorable 12% tax bracket, and so during this time, my focus shifted from really focusing on trying to improve, my work performance to let's just improve my investment performance. And so I still went to work every day. Oh, the other thing, we used to do remote work, um, and I kind of got used to working from home. I sort of liked it better than really coming to the office. And so, kind of the idea of the quiet quitting, my company mandated that we come back to the office um, and spend our time working from the office. And I really didn't do that. Um, they said you're supposed to, but they didn't really. There wasn't a method to really track it. So if I had a meeting, a live in-person meeting scheduled, I would go in, show up for that meeting, and then maybe stay a little while or come home right after the meeting or something. But really, I spent much of the last couple of years just working from home. And so uh, that was kind of like easing into retirement, but I didn't take it too seriously. I figured, if they made a stink about it, I could show up a little bit more, or just call it done from the overall work experience. And so, yeah, for the last couple of years, I consider myself one of these quiet quitting folks. Um, just doing the bare minimum, showing up, getting my stuff done, which I did. I got everything, all of my tasks done that I needed to. I could have worked a whole lot faster um, and accomplished a whole lot more, but they weren't going to compensate me for it. So just kind of work the bare minimum. During that time, I made a healthy salary and I saved pretty much all of it, paid my taxes, but I stuffed as much as I could into the HSA, the 401k, did an IRA for my wife. And so pretty much all of that salary just went right into investments. And now I'm retired. I quit this year. I live off my investments. So I did the full-time quit. Um, so that idea of quiet quitting can give you a little extra time to acquire assets. I stopped really focusing on, my job as an engineer, stopped trying to improve my engineering skills, and instead I just focus more on my investing skills. So, the idea behind this is if your job is a struggle, um, and you don't fully have enough to be financially independent, this idea of quiet quitting is a way to survive while you increase the assets that you need to fully quit. And so it can be healthy to you from a emotional perspective, is that you still kind of need your paycheck, but you don't have to focus as much or really think about your employer as much as you do your side gig or your investing strategy. And it can help you exist for a while. I don't think you can do that forever, because eventually either the company gets tired of you or you just have had it with the company and you got to go find something else to do. But quiet quitting is a way to continue to amass assets while doing the bare minimum in order to not get fired. And it's not like companies these days are going to pay you wage increases to the point that it makes it worth doing over and above work. So you may as well just kind of use your mental effort to focus on things that make you more wealthy. So like, subscribe. That's my thought for today. We'll see you. Bye.